So I'm going to tell you how this will turn even time around. The maps are upside down. They have north as being up and south as being down. South is a place of fire. North is a place of ice or cold, where the Caucasian was banished from the northeast corner of Africa. The northeast corner of Africa is Egypt. The Caucasian was banned and banished to the north, place of ice and cold. Now, south of the equator, the magnetic needles on a compass move from right to left. And the north of the compass, the north of the equator, the needles on a compass move from left to right, the same as the clock move. Now, it's just as easy to make a clock with the hands moving from right to left. But the white people have set everything up in their favor, even to screw anything, to screw a cap or a screw in a wall or any place. To tighten it, you have to move from left to right, just as the clock. And you think it's something organic that the clock have to move, hands have to move clockwise. It's all called clockwise because that's the way they have it set up. The hands moving from left to right, like the needles do north of the equator. What we have to make is a clock moving from, the hands move from right to left. That would be our clockwise, but it'd be counterclockwise to what they have now. Second thing is south being called down south. Should be up south. South, as I said, is the place of fire. And when you go to Africa, the Nile River flows down. And the north of Egypt is called Lower Egypt. South is called Upper Egypt. They're the lands where the Nubians live. They have now maps. They're called the maps upside down, showing the south as being on top. Those maps that's called upside down is really the way it's supposed to be. Now, even time at the equator, the needle is neutral. It doesn't move at all at the equator. But on the south of the equator, it moves, like I said, from left to right, north from right to left. But at the equator, the needle of a compass, a magnetic needle, do not move at all. That's where time began. And Kenya should be where we set our time, should be the epicenter, the beginning of time, instead of Greenwich or London time that's used now as the standard to set time. And at the equator, there's 12 hours of light, 12 hours of darkness at the equator. And in Egypt, they had scientists that we call now priests, they're actually scientists. It's a scientific religion in Egypt, where they had a scientist or a priest, as you call them, will call out the hours, because the hours are different. They have different length of time. Not a set length of 60 minutes as we have now, but different length. It may not have been referred to as minutes or even seconds. But every hour changes. And they have it set up that there will still be 12 hours of light and 12 hours of darkness to keep up with the time at the equator or in Kenya. So they changed the time and direction. And we think all these things are normal. And just like the days of the week we call Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those are figurative speaking of their gods in a hidden form. Like Saturday is Saturn Day. And even money, we have to have our own financial system. Everything has to be changed. Our own financial system. And if there was a United States of Africa with one currency, it would be powerful. Financial system that was set up by the Jews is a money system. The financial currency is using the moon energy. It's related to the moon energy. That's why it's called money or moony. Money, just like they say Monday or monkey or moon key. Now it is money or moon key. Same moon key. Related to the moon energy. Money is energy. It's energy for somewhere. So they are using the moon energy. And that's why it's green. Moon in America is green. Used to call it greenbacks in America. Because the moon deals with vegetation. The moon helps vegetation to grow at night. So everything's upside down, the time. Like I said, if Africa become united with their own currency, it'd be the most powerful currency. And that's what Gaddafi wanted. And they killed him. His plans were very ambitious. And his time was time for that. It's not, he wasn't ahead of time. It was right on time. Or even behind time. Because when African countries became independent, they should have their own currency. Especially that's one currency. And now they have the ECOWAS or something like that, or ECOWAS or Western African currency, or they was getting off, but they're not getting off the French currency. It's still tied to French currency. It's crazy. Because a lot of the leaders are picked. And think that they are a member of the Masonic. They think they are a member of the Masonic order, where they are used to rule over other black people or African people. And some of them are not even hiding it. Like Weah, W-E-A-H, in Liberia. He's not hiding his Masonic connection. And he's a soccer player. I mean, they could have picked somebody better than that. He's going to rooms and beer in the Cameroon. He don't even hide his Masonic connection. A lot of them don't. And in South Africa, now their Masonic lodges are integrated, they think. Because they go to the same meeting in the same room, they think it's, but you don't know if the white people get a secret meeting to themselves. But they show pictures of it being integrated. And even in Benin, B-E-N-I-N, I think it's called Benin or Benin, in that country, there was a Prince Hall Masons. This last year, 2019, who dedicated a lodge in one of the cities in Benin, B-E-N-I-N, West Africa. This happened. How come it got a little press? So those are hand-picked leaders. And this return to Africa, don't even know if that was Masonic backed. Maybe Prince Hall by Prince Hall Mason, who knows? But some lodge, because even a ex-Ghanaian president wrote a book about his connection to the Masonic lodge. Some that don't even. Oh goodness! And it's so clear and it's so plain. But anyway, the main topic, I was getting off of the topic a little bit, is about how they even change times. Like in the clock, how they have everything. It seems to be a small thing, but it's not a small thing. They dictate they dictate the financial system, what money is. And as I said, if Africa become united with one currency, it would change. That's the new world. That's the real world. What they're using now, fiat currency in the West. They give Africa paper for real estate, for real resources. That's called real estate. It's real. It's not paper. It's not paper. So they're going to trade paper for what is real. Oh my goodness. Just like they're doing black people. So, and we have to have a clock. We have to change make our system with the clock. Hands move from right to left, just like magnetic needles do the compass, south of the equator. As I said again, south is fire. North is the cold and ice.